What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another Ticker Feed video, and welcome to the Ticker Feed family. So today what we're going to be talking about is the ticker symbol LKCO or Luokung. Specifically, what we're going to be talking about today is Luokung announces the closing of 100% equity interest of EMAPGO Technologies. So also, right after that, we're going to talk about that company. We'll do a chart analysis and then a price prediction. Also, the video that I've done previously, if you're into penny stocks, I would check it out. The ticker symbol is GRIL, and the company is called Muscle Maker. I just did a video on it. Great company. I love the fundamentals, and so I just wanted to throw that out there for anybody that's looking for another company that they're interested in. Anyways, let's go ahead and get started. So LKCO or Luokung Technologies, they have been going on a crazy ride here currently. I mean, just the ups and downs with the, one day they're delisted from the NASDAQ, but then they're fighting it. And then we've got other companies that are going through the same thing. I mean, it's just a wild ride. So it's pretty crazy. Now, what I wanted to say, or one thing that I like about some of these websites is, for those that don't know anything about the company, they always state, a little bit about themselves. And so I'm just going to read that little clip real quick. So Luokung Technology is a leading interactive location-based services and big data processing technology company in China. They announced the closing of the acquisition of EMAPGO Technologies, a leading provider of navigation and electronic map services in China. Now, following the company's recent successful financings, resulting in total gross proceeds of $120 million, Luokung has closed the acquisition, and this is 100% wholly owned subsidiary of that company. I'm like, wow, okay, so we'll check this company out. Really interesting, so I really do like that. Let's continue. So EMG is one of China's leading high-precision map providers, focusing on navigation and electronic map production, internet map services, geographic information system engineering, and other A-level mapping qualifications. So EMG's customers primarily consist of auto manufacturers, and EMG has approximately 24%, guys, 24% of China's in-dash navigation market share. So EMG possesses the National Class A qualification certificates of surveying and mapping, and is actively developing autonomous driving and HD map services. As one of the first entrants into the market, and with more than 9 million kilometers of geographic data for more than 80 million points of interest, and more than 30 million vehicle regulations. So EMG has substantial geographic data operation experience. I mean, that's a mouthful, but that is awesome. I mean, approximately 24% of China's in-dash navigation market share. I mean, that's unreal. And then 9 million geographic data for more than 80 million points of interest, and 30 million vehicle regulations. I like that a lot, so I can definitely see. Now, I mean, we'll check it out a little bit after this, but for 120 million, I mean, so far that doesn't sound too bad. Now, EMG has established stable and long-term relationships with many top automotive groups, auto parts suppliers, and auto manufacturers in China. So, combining EMG's comprehensive data and HD map services capabilities with Luokung's advanced spatial temporal big data processing capabilities provides Luokung with a core competitive advantage in the areas of autonomous driving, intelligent transportation, location-based services, and remote sentry imaging, as well as smart cities and other related fields. So, I mean, think about that. That is a lot. So I completely agree with a full-on advantage, especially in autonomous driving, which is where the industry, especially in electrical vehicles, that's where it's all going. And the market is only going to continue to expand. So when I see this, it gets me excited, super excited, right? So it says, we expect the combined company to be well positioned with partners in aforementioned sectors and a base of end users with a need for innovative big data processing technologies. So think about it. They're slowly becoming more diverse. And what I like about it is that their stock itself is cheap. It's affordable, and they're doing this early. So this is only going to help with its future. So the more people buy into it and understand what's going on, and once they finally get through this situation that they're in with the NASDAQ, which I honestly think they will, it's going to start to curve upward, right? And so that's what we want to see. I think there's going to be a lot less resistance and a lot more support on the chart itself. And so let's continue to see what the chairman CEO has to say. He says, "We are pleased to announce the closing of this transaction, which is the result of hard-won efforts for the teams at both EMG and Luokung. Now, this is a significant milestone in the company's history, as we have created one company with technologies and a product portfolio that will provide us with clear competitive advantage in field autonomous driving, smart electric vehicles, intelligent transportation, smart cities, as well as enabling us to accelerate our development in the industry while being, Luokung's financials. So EMG will maintain its independent brand as well as its existing operations, providing services to customers as a neutral mapping company, while Luokung will fully support EMG's business development with its technologies, capital, and market relationships." So basically, they're just supporting the company, right? They're the bigger company, and then you've got that sister umbrella underneath, but they own it completely. So I like that a lot. So they'll maintain the independent brand as well as existing operations. So they're not going to take over, change things, right? So they're just going to keep letting them do those services. That way they continue to focus on what they need to, and the Luokung technology can focus on the spatial, temporal, big data processing, right? And so that's what I want to know. Those are the things I want to hear. So this is great news. I mean, that's what I like to see. And so we're going to take a look at that chart right after we look at the EMAPGO Technologies website real quick. So let's check it out. Okay, so EMAPGO Technologies is a top 3 mapping company in automotive in-dash navigation market of China, serving 32 domestic and international automakers. It provides users with navigation electronic maps, ADAS maps, and HD maps of China, as well as geographic location information services through its own map service platform. So they're all about maps, but in the technology form, right? So they were founded in March 2004, so they've been around. They've got a lot of the kinks out. So they've obtained a Class A qualification certificate of surveying and mapping, internet map service, and geographic information system engineering, right? Kind of like what we talked about previously. Also, they've obtained quality management systems, which is your ISO 9000. And then its map database has covered mainland China, Hong Kong, as well as all other places with over 9 million kilometer road networks and 80 million POIs. Now, over the years, EMG is one of the best mapping companies in the annual map quality evaluations by authorities, equipped with mapping technologies related to big data analysis, crowdsourcing, and AI technology. So that's what I wanted to point out, right? This company is very diverse. They kind of look outside the box, and so they're more strategic on what they're doing, and so that's something that I appreciate. So by adding that to Luokung, you can tell they're only getting stronger and better. And so for me, as somebody that's a shareholder, it only gives me the thought that, okay, not only we're going to stay in the green, but we're going to grow. This is a growing company, right? That's what I want to see. So let's check out the chart now. So for those that are learning about the charts and how to read them, a lot of times what you'll see is what's called a resistance as well as support. So between both, you're going to see the volume, right? So regardless of buying or selling, the volume's going to change. So when you're looking at the candlestick itself, the way it works is when it's green, the candle means that when it opened, it actually closed higher than what it opened. And then it's going to be vice versa when it comes to the candle itself being red. So when I'm looking at this chart itself, I can see that there was a resistance where it was around $1.48, right? I mean, even all the way down to $1.40. But then when we heard that catalyst, this here recent news about the 100% equity, it has shot up. And so now you're looking at it opened at 203 and a high of 203. And now currently after the market closed, it's at $1.89. but it passed that resistance, and so that's what I wanted to see. So there's enough of us that truly still believe in this company, and we can see that down the line this all makes sense. And so I wanted to point that out, because for me, closing it in, getting to enjoy this weekend and seeing it in the green makes me really happy. So guys, I hope this added some value for your decisions that you're trying to make. If you're buying, if you're thinking about buying, if you're selling, whatever the case is, hopefully this added some value. And again, as always, welcome to the Ticker Feed family.